Hey everyone, so I wanted to give you all a PSA sort of about library running and the myth that it's actually the fastest experience. I myself made a video on this topic thinking that it was the fastest XP method in the game, but after some extensive testing through some other game modes and running them in some decent sample sizes, we got the best experience rate possible in a different game mode, and I'll give you all the numbers here and tell you which one to run the most. Let's jump into it. So first things first, we got to go over all the numbers in Elder Rift farming, group, solo, as well as library farming. I've decided to exclude dungeons because another fellow content creator, Smiley, actually has a solid video on this topic over on his channel, comparing the XP rates between Elder Rifts and dungeon farming, and it turns out that dungeon farming is much lower. Now, this is obviously anecdotally verified by myself and a lot of you out there who have experienced that dungeons are just a slow way to grind experience compared to some other alternative methods out there, but still very, very good for loot. And I'll be going over that a little bit later when we talk about library farming. Now, this right here, we were running in a group of 4, cruising through the Elder Rifts without any breaks. And my bottom bar here actually started at 635,000 or 1.8 million XP here, and ended at 2.45 million XP here, which ended up giving me 635,000 experience. But I was at 50% experience, so that total amount came to about 1.3 million experience over a period of 30 minutes. Now that comes to about 46,000 experience per minute, which is very, very good. But we'll be going over some other things that we can up this experience later on. Now, you'll see here when we go ahead and complete some rifts that the average runtime per rift came to about 2 minutes and 2 seconds. So with 2 minute and 2 second runs, if you're able to run a little bit faster than that, that would be awesome. If you're running slower than that, then you may want to consider trying solo rifts, because we'll talk about solo rifts now and how amazing they are for experience. So behind me, you will see me running some solo Elder Rifts. Now, these Elder Rifts, I started at 6,000 experience and ended at 670,000 experience, which totaled to about 660,000 experience over a period of 30 minutes. But I was Paragon 23 here, so I was actually at 40% experience. So the total amount of experience I actually gained over a period of 30 minutes is 1.65 million experience. Now that experience is actually way more than group Elder Rift farming by about 400,000 experience. The XP per minute was 57,000 compared to 46,000 with group Elder Rift farming, and my average runtime was about 1 minute 45 seconds. Now you'll notice that the XP per minute actually comes to about 20% more than group Elder Rift farming. At the same time, my average speed was 10% or 20% faster than group Rift farming. So what this means is, if you are faster with your group farming Elder Rifts than you are playing solo, you should be farming Elder Rifts with a group. If you are faster playing solo than if you are playing with a group, you should farm solo. The XP rates do not matter or do not change at all. They are basically the exact same in terms of running with a group or running solo. Now, there is one benefit to running with a group, and that is going to be extra loot, but that doesn't really matter all that much because we're purely focused on farming. So all that matters is your speed of Elder Rift farming runs. And right here, you'll see I have 1 minute 34 seconds. And my average time was 1 minute 45, as I already mentioned. But I could easily get that, I think, average a little bit farther down because I had a few unlucky runs. If I went ahead and ran 10 hours of this, for example, I think the average runtime about minute 40, which gave me even more XP per minute than Elder Rift farming as a group or library farming, which we'll go over in just a moment. But if you're group Elder Rift farming and you got that minute 30 run, go ahead and continue doing it because it'll be better experience. Now let's talk about the library. So last one up is going to be library farming, and I really wanted to touch on this one because this is something that all of us have been recommending you do. Now, while I will say that it's a good method for just overall grinding, it is definitely not the ultimate best method from the actual math behind it, specifically for XP, but also for loot. Because if you're looking for loot, you should be doing something else. And if you're looking for XP, you should be doing Elder Rifts. Now let's talk about the XP that you can actually gain in the library when we're here. So as you can see, we're actually in a group here, and I highly recommend that you farm within a 4-person group. If you're not, your XP is going to go way, way down because you're not going to be able to spawn the elites and the legendaries and all that stuff more often. Now, what I got in 30 minutes was 260,000 experience from grinding monsters, and then 1.5 bestiary turns in, so I got about 15 monstrous essence. Each one of those got me, well, in total, I get about 100,000 experience per turn in, so I got 150,000 bonus experience on top of that, which puts us at 410,000 experience per 30 minutes, and that was at 50% experience because I am way above the Paragon level, so that puts us at 820,000 experience per minute. And that, at the end of the day, comes out to about 27,000 experience per minute. Now, as many of you already heard, we have a lot less experience than the Elder Rifts. It's less than half for solo Elder Rift farming. And what we got here is 46,000 for group Elder Rift farming at 2 minutes and 2 seconds, and 57,000 for solo Elder Rift farming at 1 minute 45 seconds. So if you're able to run your Elder Rifts at about 3 minutes or less, you're getting about the same to way more experience in Elder Rifts than you would be in library farming. Now, there is an advantage to library farming, and that is going to be the legendary items. If you could see here on the back of the screen, that is going to be the loot drops and things like that. Those things are going to be much more ample in the library farming, but you're not getting as much experience. And if you want to farm loot, go and farm dungeons. I think you should be farming dungeons for the set items and the legendary items, because you cannot drop set items in the library here. So if you're farming for items, go dungeons. If you're farming for XP, go Elder Rifts. And between the two, you'll be way more efficient than just farming library all the time. And not to mention, which I'll go ahead and swap back over to the main game here, and you get to see all my notes here. But if we just jump over to the library here and just check it out, boom, 2 people right here. Let's jump into the main room, see how many people are in here, if there's anyone. All right, there is 1, 2, there's 4 people so far. Okay, let's keep going, see if there's anyone else. Okay, it looks like there's only been 4 people so far. So 4 people, that's 1 party. That's quite common. If we got 4 people in here, that means we're gonna get way less experience because people are clearing out the corridor, people are clearing out every room, and we're not getting all the monsters spawned before we actually tag them and actually get some lutations and also experience from them. Even if you have a 4-player party, it's gonna be much less efficient rather than actually running Elder Rifts. Even compared to what we already stated, we're not gonna be getting 820,000 experience per hour. It's not quite gonna be low, because even if you tag a monster, or someone else tags a monster, as long as you tag them, you'll get the experience from it, from what I've experienced. So you're getting probably at around 700 to maybe 650,000 experience. But again, it was already lower than Elder Rift farming, because Elder Rift farming was 1.7 million experience per 30 minutes, excluding Paragon level. And then Elder Rift or library farming is 820,000 experience without the Paragon level. So it's less than half. And then you're even going worse because so many people are here. Mind you, this is Hell 2. I don't know how other servers are out there, but Hell 2 has been packed for at least the past day or so for me. So it's gotten even worse. And I'm definitely looking forward to moving on to a split between dungeon farming and XP farming in the Elder Rifts. Hopefully this gives you a better idea of actually the math behind it. I decided to go more in depth into some other methods because initially the library, it is albeit an excellent method to get some Paragon levels, but it's not quite the best method, and the best method has just always been there, and that's solo Elder Rift farming. It's what I did to get to 60, and it's what I'm doing to continuously upgrade my Paragon levels. Now, if you want to check out a video on how to maximize your Battle Pass experience, be sure to click on this one right here, because that will go ahead and maximize your Paragon leveling on top of these Elder Rift farming that you're doing. That being said, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you, hopefully not in the library, for the next one.